Hey everyone, this is about the fourth time I've tried to do this video because things have been going a bit wrong, but I think we're okay now. The box breaker asked me, in a very nice comment they left on one of my videos, whether I had any UK cards, and the truth is, mate, I haven't. I've had a look round for you, and all I can really find is this one. Let's see that, of a guy called Mark, I think it was, I don't know, Bultje? I'm not sure. He's a Dutch player anyway. He played for Manchester Phoenix back in the days when they played out of the Manchester Evening News Arena. He was number 19. We'll flip that over. Nice picture of him on the back. That's the old UK Elite League. I'm afraid that that's about it. Well, I thought I'd use this as an excuse to do a show about a guy who was born in Britain. He moved to Canada and he played in juniors there, made the NHL, and then didn't do very well once he'd made the NHL. But he came over and played for the Manchester Phoenix back in the days of the old Super League. And because he was a very, very promising prospect, he had a number of pretty good cards, and I decided to challenge myself and try and collect all of them. There's about 30, I think. I believe, according to Beckett listings, I've got all but 3, something like that. So if you have a Kevin Brown card that I don't have, let me know, or indeed any kind of memorabilia at all I'd be interested in. Yeah, let's crack on. I was going to say something else though, I thought what it was. So he started with the Belleville Bulls back in 91-92 season. And just flip it over there. And he then moved to the Detroit Junior Red Wings. That's his classic 4-sport card there. And on that team, he was in on a line that was called one of the best lines ever in junior hockey. With now who was it? There's a question. I think it was Pat Peake and Bob Wren. Their general manager thought they were amazing. It's just an autographed version of the same card there. None of these were autographed in person. I do have his autograph because I met him at an All-Star game and he signed a Manchester Storm magazine and various other things for me. There's the actual line. Let's just check. Yeah, Pat Peake and Bob Wren it was. That's the 3 of them. Kevin on the left-hand side. And they all got like 140 points that season. They just ripped it apart. He got drafted. The 94 draft, I think? Yeah, 87th overall by LA. So that's his first card when he's with LA. And that is the gold version. I think this might be the set that I've got a box coming up. Actually, I'm doing a box breaker classic, and I think it's these. So I might get him again. And then he played with the Phoenix Roadrunners in the IHL, doesn't even exist anymore. I have a Phoenix Roadrunners program somewhere with his photograph in it from the playoffs. That's the gold version. But then, this is the start of his NHL cards at this point. So this is Top's finest. You had to be pretty damn good to get into that, I think. They really thought he was going to do well. Don't really know why he didn't. I think injuries got in the way. I think there was possibly a bit of an attitude problem as well, but I'm not sure about that. It's like Anthony Stewart, isn't it? It's the Anthony Stewart syndrome of anybody I choose as a favourite player is going to be crap in the NHL. That's the, I don't know, this is a chase set of some sort. It's got Stanley Cup champions printed in the bottom left-hand corner. I'm not quite sure what that is. And then I have also the finest refractor. I used to buy cards from a bloke called Pete, who got me all the really awkward inserts, which is why I've done so well at collecting. But I do have some very lucky pickups on eBay as well, if I can bother to wade through all the cards of Kevin Brown, the baseball player, and the other Kevin Brown. And I have been sent the other Kevin Brown by accident by sellers before now. Okay, that's a Leaf card. That's another personal autograph one. I need a not autographed version of this. partly because this is a bit of a mess as well. And then, this is the big one, he actually got into the Leaf Limited set, and I think there were only 60 or 90 players in that. I must have thought it was great. So that's kind of cool. Then, Parkhurst. And also, that's the Parkhurst Parky version of it, which just has a little hockey player in the corner. And this is his Star Rookie, which I think is kind of the older version of Young Guns cards. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And this is just the Electric Ice version, which is a bit sparkly. And then Don Ross. And this has got my absolute favourite picture of him all time on the back of it. If I could have this blown up into a huge poster, a huge life-size poster, I would do. I love that photograph. Then it's Leaf from the later year. A bit more pensive on the back of that, a bit older. Then back to the Roadrunners. This is the Edge Ice cards. And that's just an autoed version of the same. And then, here. Still getting used to this camera somewhere. Back in the NHL, it's Pinnacle. And this has the meanest picture going around ever taken, I think. And I am lucky enough to have the Rink Collection version of that one. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. And also the artist proof version of it as well. Now you definitely won't be able to see that. There's a little artist proof thing in the bottom corner there. I can hardly see it, so you almost definitely won't be able to. Then we have his Score Rookie card. And again, thanks to Pete, I have the Black Ice version of that. And I have the Black Ice Artist Proof version of that as well. Well, that's cool. Looking a bit sheepish on the back of that. Now, I only got into hockey about 96, 97 I think, so I will have missed this guy actually being in the NHL. I don't know whether he was seen as a huge prospect. I imagine he must have been. As I say, if you've got any memorabilia I haven't, I'd love to hear from you. Then Springfield Falcons in the AHL, because the IHL I think had folded by then. Then back to the NHL again, he went to the Oilers. And with these, I've got Silver Script version. And then I've got the Gold Script version. And the card that I thought I would never get, but I had a bit of a psychic moment on eBay one day and thought, have a look for Kevin Brown cards. And lo and behold, I managed to get the Superscript version out of 25. I'm very proud of that one. I got that one myself. I had to hunt it down after a lot of people said they couldn't help me. So that was great. Then, it's a split second one. The Hamilton Bulldogs. And at that point he came to Britain, so he got drafted by Los Angeles, and then he had played for them and Edmonton, and he went to Carolina. Well, he went to Hartford, and then he went to Carolina, and I know that because Carolina sent me some photographs of him very kindly, about 10 years ago. Can you send them to me again, because I've lost them. And who else did he play for? Hartford Wolfpack, Beast of New Haven. I'm sure there were others, but they didn't all have cards, unfortunately. At least I don't think they all had cards. If you can correct me on that and provide me with the card, I'll be really happy. But this is when he came to Britain. This is the other British card that I own. This was Secondra Elite League. Used to go all the time. And that is my favourite ice hockey uniform ever. I still have my shirt. and I love it. I think that was a cracking franchise uniform, and I still think it's one of the nicest hockey uniforms I've ever seen, and that's Kevin Brown in it. So that's one of my favourites. He then had a falling out with the crazy coach we had at the time, and he went back to America, and I think he went back to the ECHL first. I think he went back to Alaska, played for the Alaska Aces, and somewhere else as well. I'm sure there was another team. And then he ended up back in the system again and went to Hamilton Bulldogs again, in Edmonton. Still looking a bit older. And then that didn't really work out, and he went back to the ECHL and played for the Florida Everblades, who unfortunately didn't have any link, and still don't have any link, with the Florida Panthers, sadly. Kevin Brown in a Panthers uniform, that would be great. So yeah, that's my little collection of Kevin Brown cards. He was born in Birmingham. This is Kevin J. Brown, born on the 11th of May. If you have any cards of his or any memorabilia of his that I don't have, or anything else you'd be interested in, I'm really pleased to hear from you. I don't have a Manchester Storm memorabilia with me in this house at the moment, but when I have got it, I'll do a little run through of that as well for nostalgia's sake. Please rate the video. I don't like this new kind of tick system thing. That's thumbs up system thing. That it doesn't work, does it? Nobody uses it, but please do use it. And please drop me a comment. I'd like to hear from you. If you want a shout out, let me know.